like to welcome everybody to Gateway and Johnston and Wolpers Sabai open house today, and I hope you guys can not only enjoy the tour here, but also tour Johnston and Wolpers. So I have a few thank yous and shout outs I need to make. First of all, I want to thank all my colleagues within Res Life who work so very hard day and night to care for our students. I not only admire your commitment to creating the kinds of environments we're celebrating today, but also your passion, the passion you bring to work every day. So thank you for that. We have the good fortune to work at an institution who understands and supports the commitment that we've made to the Residential Life Master Plan. So we're very lucky there. A special shout out to the student staff living in Wolpers and Gateway, and our Johnston staff from last year. If you're a returner, you know what these guys are going through, living in a building, settling into something that is new, and we're opening it. So that's always fun, right? Secondly, I want to talk a little bit about Res Life and the partnership that we share with Campus Dining Services. That's a partnership that goes back as long as I can remember. So basically the beginning of time. Our partnership has netted us yet another wonderful project, and as is evidenced at Johnston and Wolpers. This celebration would not be possible without the support and guidance of MU Planning, Design, and Construction, Energy Management, Environmental Health and Safety, and Landscape Services. And if I've left anyone out, I apologize from the bottom of my heart. So from start to finish, this team of people that's basically campus facilities, you're there for us and we're forever grateful. And the good news is we have more to do. So next up, Frankie's going to speak a little bit.
I thought Cathy was going.
I don't care who goes.
Whoever, whatever. Thank you, Harriet. And so, okay, so the staff of Gateway, the staff of Johnston and Wolpers, where are you? Where are you? Well, let's give them a hand. Because only those of us that have ever been through major construction projects know what it's like to go into a facility that's brand new or been renovated or whatever. It's called the maiden voyage. You kind of work a few of the kinks out, and so these staffs are in for some exciting times, but you know you're going to have to be a little bit patient with it. But I'm here to just say how exciting it is to see this place. I asked Harriet earlier, I said, you know, when did we break ground on Virginia Avenue? And she said it was '02. So that was right across the street, and I can tell you it was on Halloween in 2002, and it was freezing. I don't know if anybody remembers. I remember that because I was dressed like a university administrator, and I didn't have a coat on, and it was freezing. And we broke ground on the Residential Life Master Plan. And when we broke ground in 2002, we said, hey, we've got a master plan that's going to carry us through about 2010, 2012. We're going to be ready for 30,000 students. And in about 2008, we got 30,000 students. And somebody said, Cathy, why can't you house them? And I said, because we weren't ready for them yet. And now we're at 35. But when we got to about 2010, 2011, we said, guys, we got to do more. We've got to have more space. We can't just go down to Dobbs and take care of that. That was on the plan. That was on that original plan in 2002. But Gateway Hall was not. Gateway Hall was like, we got to have more space, folks. What are we going to do? How are we going to accommodate all of our students? And so we started looking around, and this seemed to be the natural place for it. And so I know RHA recommended the name Gateway, and I'm glad they did, because in my mind, you know, Missouri is the gateway to the West and all that big stuff for all the people to think about, Lewis and Clark and all that. But as I think of what this Gateway Hall means, this Gateway Hall means that this is the next gateway for the next probably 50 years, 100 years perhaps, of the University of Missouri. This is the hall of the future. Think about it. Think about all the sustainability issues and things that you have going on here. I heard about the toilets and all that. I got a very, really pretty descriptive thing about how they're going to work. That was kind of fun. Think about green roofs. Think about how we're going to capture rainwater so we can water the landscape around here. Think about the ways that we have looked at this hall and how it was designed and constructed to be kind to the environment. You even have an example of a table over there that was built out of the wood from a tree that was taken down in order to put this hall up. So folks have thought of everything. A 21st century residence hall for 21st century students. A gateway to the future for them, a gateway to the future for the University of Missouri. So this is exciting. It's exciting to see because I sat through some of the designs of this and wondered how we were going to handle these architectural features on this side. I've learned these terms, architectural features and fascia. I know all of those terms. And I thought, and how are we going to reuse those doors? Look at those doors. And some of the brick and some of the stone that we've got. So we look at the past, a look to the past, a gateway to the future. What an amazing place. For those of you that are working in here, you're going to have a great time. For those of you that have continued to stay with us through this process, I thank you. Because guess what? We're not done. We will continue to have these types of openings. But as I said, this is just a little bit different because this was one of those unanticipated opportunities that we had to think about the future for the university. So to Residential Life, to our colleagues in campus facilities who have helped us, to train our architects, to all of you who have helped make this facility possible, and those that you're going to see with Johnston and Wolpers, I thank you. Thank you very much.
It's always let your boss go first, okay? That's just a recommendation. Okay, my name's Frankie Minor, and again, I want to add my welcome. I'm the last person to officially talk, so for those of you who are waiting, there's not much more between me and the cake. When I came here in 1994 as the director, one of the questions I asked is, have you done any major renovations at that point? They go, yeah, we did. Johnston and Wolpers, we did in 1991. So those were the newish kind of halls at that point. The newest hall on campus at that point was 1965, Gillette Hall. And even the Johnston Wolpers renovation in 91 was like new bathrooms and new windows. There was a substantial renovation. With the Johnston Wolpers project, we kind of come full cycle. It's going to be the last renovation project that we're going to do, at least in my time here as the director of Residential Life. And then Gateway, as Cathy mentioned, was not originally on our Residential Life master plan. One of the nice things about this master plan has been how it's evolved over time based upon the changing needs of the institution, and the changing expectations of our students, and the changing opportunities that technology and design gives to us. When we started the process in the master planning process, we wanted to be very clearly with an intentional design. They said, well, what are your goals? Having worked on other campuses at other places, I would be in facilities and would be asking myself this question: what were they thinking when they designed this facility? And we had some of those facilities on campus. I wanted to make sure that what we said, no matter what, when people decades later look back, they knew exactly what we were thinking. These facilities are designed to support and enhance community. We thought we were going to build a lot of suite-style residence halls. We've stopped building them because it's a little bit more challenging to develop community there. Now, our staff does a great job, but the traditional community style here helps meet our primary objective for what's going on. These are places where students learn. That's why there are study spaces here. There's spaces where classes are taught in many of our residence halls for doing that, because there's learning that's going on here. They're integrated with the campus. One of our faculty members asked us, why did you choose this color brick and this color? When we looked around, we wanted to make sure that these buildings didn't stand out, but fit in when they were newly designed with what's going on. And as Cathy mentioned, the commitment to sustainability. And that's not something that I just believe in as a professional, but personally. Many of you know that I get here most days by biking to work. And I appreciate the patience of our staff and the design team as I begin to approach crazy ideas like, can we reuse materials? That's why you see the exterior of some buildings now interior, doors that are here. The green roof that we've got, that's not as hidden up on top of a building, but where students can see it and use it. The solar thermal heating, the rain gardens, and my staff is really nervous because I keep wanting to talk about in-hall composting. We're not there yet, but trust me, we're going to get there. But one of the things, again, this institution has often had a long tradition of building for sustainability. So it wasn't something new that we had to convince. What we did have to convince the institution to do is go for a national certification that's called LEED, L-E-E-D. And I'm happy to announce that with Johnston, Wolpers, and Gateway, these will be, again, we're going through the process, the first LEED certified residence halls on this campus, and every other facility from this point forward that at least we're building will be LEED certified for doing that. Now, we are doing good work. We're going to make sure everybody else knows that we're doing good work. But we've done that through some great partnerships. There's folks I need to recognize here. First of all, the architectural design firms. Some of that is taking existing facilities and how can we reimagine them, and some of them is starting with a blank slate. One of our longest partners are Elizabeth and Andy and Majid with IAA. Wave, Majid, over there. Johnston and Wolpers represents the 9th and 10th building we've done with this firm. So we know them well, they know us well, what's going on. 11, if you count the bridge across there. And they're creative. You should have seen Majid's first design for the bridge. It was sweeping and beautiful, but we had to bring him down under budget. But they've been great partners to work with, again, both in the creation of some new facilities like College Avenue Residence Halls and mostly the renovation of some of our existing facilities. And they helped us envision a really great Johnston and Wolpers. Trainer architects, Joe and Nedia and Andy and Dick, who are here from that, and the whole team. This is the 4th building that we've done with them. Now, they were doing renovation projects with us before and said, can't we do a new building? So we gave them a chance to do a new building with us, and I think they've done a really good job in incorporating that vision. The third firm that we use a lot is really interesting because those of you who live in what we call the Hollywood area, interestingly, all 3 firms worked on that particular project in some stage or another. Trainer did the concept and design for it. We had another firm do the bridging documents, the one who helped us build these facilities. And then lastly, the IA was working with the consultants on the way that was delivered as well. The people who do the building, that actually convert those dreams and designs. KA&S Construction, who works with Johnston and Wolpers. This is the 6th and 7th building that they've worked with us. So they know what we want, they know what we expect. They've also worked well with CDS. KCI, the 5th building they've done with us, and the 4th new construction, as long as some of what we call the critical measures to get us to this page. And then our campus partners. Harriet mentioned some of those. The folks from campus facilities, planning, design and construction, landscape services, EMO. The folks from EMO and energy management, make sure the lights come on. They're really great to work with. They say, Frankie, we'll do whatever you want. Just pay for it. But they help us also come up with really good energy saving ways. And some folks I really want to point out in particular are John Neal from Planning, Design, and Construction. John, can you wave back there? A few times we've had to work with our construction partners, kind of say, can you ramp it up a notch? We've got some students coming soon, and they've done a great job in working with that. Jude Wozniak, Jude, are you still around? Jude has been with us. Jude has been with us from the very beginning when we started the master planning process and helped envision some of these. So he left us for a while. We're glad he came back. And then Kevin Vistus and the other construction project managers, these are the guys that take it from the design and work with the construction crew to make sure they get it done on time. You guys have all done a great job. I also want to be remiss if I don't thank the great leadership and support we've had at this institution. While we've been doing the master plan, 4 system presidents, 2 system vice presidents in the treasurer's office, 3 chancellors, 2 vice chancellors of student affairs, one who kind of conceived it, and then Dr. Scroggs, who's offered us support for doing that. 3 vice chancellors for administration, and the chief operating officers for the university. And then particularly within student affairs, the fiscal people, Rich Anderson and Alicia O'Neill, because they're the ones that make sure that I got to pay all the bills at the end of the day. And then I'm going to close with one person who's not here today physically, but here's with us in spirit. We remembered when we reopened Graham Hall and named that building after him, although it was already that name. Don Graham was our associate director when I came here. He started at the university in 1958 on my birthday, a year before it became my birthday. And he was still working here in 1994. And one of the things that he taught me about this institution, particularly Residential Life, it's all about the students. And so it is always about the students. I want to thank Billy and Rachel with RHA, the Residence Halls Association, because again, I met with them yesterday. I said, you guys, your predecessors did a great job picking this name. You got 5 more coming, in fact, including Building 1, which is opening in fall of 2016. We could have something better than Building 1 pretty soon. And Paul, our student leaders on campus have been encouraging the university to advocate for inclusivity on campus, making our residence halls a welcoming, supportive environment. So some of the unique designs that we've got in this facility are in part to be the fact that we are inclusive. So when you look at the term private unisex community restroom, how does that all fit together? If you haven't taken the tour Fit Together, we want to make sure that regardless of who you are, going to the restroom should not be an issue that you should be concerned about. And particularly the student staff who are in the newly opened halls, or renovated Wolpers and Gateway. Thank you, as Harriet said, for your patience. When you moved in, it wasn't ready. We knew that, and you've been patient with us. But we also know that you guys are going to do a great job because it's not really about the facilities at all. It's about what you guys are going to do once the students move in. It's creating a sense of community within the facility, creating an environment where they can learn and appreciate each other. And you're being led by some great folks. Lacey Busick over in Johnston, Jordan Goldberg, and Susan Cohn. You guys have done a great job. We're going to continue to do a great job. So with that, I just want to say thank you for everyone who made this happen. I know there were some folks who were really concerned that we weren't going to get to this point in time, but we have. We got a few more things to do, and we're really looking forward to a great year. And I'll see you again next year when we're opening Building 1 with a brand new super cool name. Thank you guys very much.